How to own a liberal in 3 minutes.
Do you all a favor and read this one comment. I bartended all night, so I'm tired as right now.
I believe the word you were looking for is So this is Bryce, everybody. Bryce, or Obi Man Bun Kenobi. And his entire platform is dedicated to conservatives, talking down to people, belittling people. He's a radical leftist with TDS. Anybody that comes at him, you'll be harassed and doxxed, and all of his followers will come after you. And they do that to me all the time, but I'm fucking uncancelable. He's already tried it once before. And he is constantly patting himself on the back about what an awesome job he did, even though he never does. I mean, just because every once in a while you find some improper punctuation, that's not owning somebody. This is. Now, Bryce is one of the easiest people on the planet to troll, so I asked him, honest question, do you or don't you still live with your parents? And he just rattles off about how he lives in a townhouse and he does really well for himself. So then I followed it up with this. With your parents? Now, there's a reason I put that there, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's take a look at your awesome townhouse. Dude, you pay $1,370 a month, $205,000 townhouse for Formica countertops and misaligned cabinets. It's not a flex, but at least you know the big bad wolf won't blow your house down. I mean, looks really nice. Let's check out the backyard. Very luxurious. Dude, you live in the ghetto. But I noticed in the comment section you said you were moving back to California, and you made it seem like you were probably going there to pursue your music career or play poker or some shit. But in actuality, you're most likely just moving back in with mommy because that's where she lives. She works in the film industry. She's worth $8 million, so she's probably paying for your townhouse. In fact, the last real job you had before you were a poker player or a bartender or an influencer was at Craft Services. Your mommy got you a job feeding sandwiches to celebrities, okay? You're the epitome of white privilege. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to dox you or your mom, but just so you know, I know. Now, you see, Bryce, even your name is white. You are the epitome of the participation trophy generation. You are constantly validating yourself and telling yourself how awesome you are every time you belittle somebody on the internet because you probably got a little blue ribbon every time you wiped your own asshole. Now, I'm sure your mommy told you that you were the most special boy in the whole wide world, but in fact, you really are just a douchebag on the internet who's mean to people because it makes you feel big when you make them feel small. Now, I don't think you're ever going to do this, but you could just change your content and start treating people the way you want to be treated. But if you're not going to do that, I'm going to treat you the way that you should. So, I don't have $8 million, neither does my mom, but I do have this. It's called an L. Here you go. Oh, and I forgot one thing. We have a Man Bun Bryce bonus round. This is hilarious.
Oh my God. Excuse me. No, actually, I don't want to laugh too hard at this situation because I myself have teeth caps, and I've had a very similar picture. It's just that the rest of me didn't look like this. You know when you open up an avocado a few days too late? Or when you leave a cucumber in the fridge for too long? Or when you've forgotten to vacuum your beige carpet for too many weeks in a row? Or when you leave a thrice-used towel on the floor for too many days?
Look familiar? I'll admit, I'm not a big fan of lazy trolling, right? Like saying somebody pees sitting down. It's like, be a little bit more original. And putting that as your profile picture, that was like fishing with a Coke can as a lure, right? Nobody should have taken that bait. But Bryce did. And everybody in his comment section's like, yeah, look at you got him. Look at that loser with his bad teeth. It's like, even though you're admitting that you also got your teeth capped, did you also smoke the teeth out of your head? Is that why you have these? Like, by the way, these are real. No drugs for me. It's just funny, and it brings up a good point. The radical left has no idea what Hunter Biden looks like. You know why? Because they only watch propaganda. If they're putting CNN and Stephen Colbert on, they're never going to see Hunter Biden on their screen. So it makes sense that he would just think that that was some crackhead commenting on his shit. It's hilarious that these people are so... They're not even misinformed. They're just uninformed that he went on a 1.5 minute tangent about his hero's son. He's always talking about how Hunter Biden this is Russian disinformation and Joe Biden's such a good president. And it's like, you don't even know what the dude looks like. And you're talking about politics. Here's an extra L.